Security forces in northern Nigeria have just scored a significant victory in their fight against bandits, with troops neutralizing scores of criminals and seizing large amounts of weapons and ammunition. This operation, which took place across multiple states in the north, is seen as a major step forward in combating the pervasive insecurity caused by these armed groups. Please do well to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as this will go a long way in helping us. Now back to the gist. The military's efforts have targeted some of the most notorious bandit strongholds in Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kebbi states, regions that have been plagued by frequent attacks on rural communities, kidnappings for ransom, cattle rustling, and terrorizing the local population. These violent bandits have been a serious threat to not only the economy of these regions, but also the daily lives of the people, particularly farmers and traders who rely on safety to sustain their livelihoods. During these operations, troops recovered weapons, ammunition, and communication equipment that had been used by the bandits. They also rescued victims from their kidnappers who had been held for ransom. In addition to the military's direct success in combat, there are reports of the military recovering millions of naira, which had been taken by bandits as ransom money, and even hundreds of stolen livestock. These wins mark a crucial blow to the bandits, whose financial and operational capabilities were severely affected. But this victory doesn't come without its own set of challenges. While the military's efforts have been commendable, there is still a long road ahead to ensure that the situation does not regress. The problem of banditry in northern Nigeria is not just a military issue, but a complex web of socio-economic and political problems. Many of these bandits operate in remote forested areas where government presence is weak, and their ability to hide, regroup, and carry out surprise attacks remains a persistent threat. While this operation has been successful, we must remember that this is just one battle in a larger war. Local communities, especially in the most affected regions, are cautiously optimistic. For them, this operation represents a glimmer of hope that things may finally start to improve. For years, they've lived under constant threat, with their children unable to attend school, their businesses destroyed, and their homes and villages left vulnerable to attacks. Now, with these recent successes, there is a renewed sense of optimism, but it is still tempered by the reality that banditry remains a formidable force. The Nigerian government, through its security agencies, has sent a clear message. There will be no more excuses when it comes to tackling these criminals. President Bola Tinubu has assured the public that there will be an unwavering commitment to defeating bandits and restoring peace to the affected regions. However, as with any military operation, it's important to remember that military victories need to be followed by long-term strategies that go beyond just defeating armed groups. Sustaining peace in these regions will require a holistic approach. The government must not only focus on eliminating the bandits, but also address the underlying issues that fuel their actions. These include poverty, lack of education, land disputes, and weak governance. Without addressing these root causes, any military success will only be temporary. Communities will need to be rebuilt, and citizens will need to be reintegrated into society in a way that ensures they do not turn back to a life of crime due to a lack of alternatives. What this operation proves, however, is that progress is possible. It's a step in the right direction. The success of the military operation shows that when there is coordination between intelligence agencies, ground troops, and local governments, significant victories can be achieved. The bandits may try to regroup, but with the momentum now in favor of the state, it's clear that the tide may finally be turning in the fight against banditry. Of course, there will be those who argue that more needs to be done. There are still many parts of northern Nigeria where banditry is still rampant, and it's important that the government continues to prioritize these regions. Ensuring the safety of citizens, especially in rural areas, must remain a top priority. The government should continue to bolster its intelligence capabilities, deploy more troops where necessary, and work closely with local communities to gather intelligence and protect their homes. The success of these operations also highlights the need for a more comprehensive approach to law enforcement in the country. While the military plays a critical role, it's equally important for the police and local security forces to strengthen their presence and effectiveness. Law enforcement agencies must be properly equipped and trained to deal with the complexities of organized crime, and more resources must be allocated to building their capacity to respond quickly and efficiently to threats. In addition to the security forces, local communities also have a role to play. Citizens must remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to the authorities. It's only through cooperation between the government and the people that sustainable peace can be achieved. Community leaders, traditional rulers, and local officials need to work together to ensure that these wins on the battlefield translate into long-lasting peace and security for their people. So, what does this mean for you and me? This victory by the security forces is not just a victory for the military, it's a victory for all of us. It shows that despite the challenges, our security forces are making progress. And with continued support from the government and the people, they can go even further. But for it to last, we must continue to press for better governance, more resources for law enforcement, and greater accountability from all levels of government. Only then can we build a Nigeria where everyone, no matter where they live, feels safe. For those in the affected areas, your stories matter. If you've been impacted by banditry, your voice needs to be heard. Whether it's a displaced family or a community that has seen firsthand the ravages of insecurity, we must share our experiences, support each other, and demand better from our leaders. It's time for all of us to come together and contribute to the healing of our nation. As we watch the news unfold, it's crucial that we stay informed, stay engaged, and continue to support the efforts of those fighting to make our country safer. The government, military, and citizens all have a part to play in creating a peaceful, prosperous Nigeria. If you found this update helpful and insightful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Your support means everything. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the next step in ensuring lasting peace? Let's keep this conversation going.